Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Joe of Mr. Joe Comments. The title of today's video is Donald Trump fit to be president? By fit, I mean mentally fit. Last November, when he was running, he seemed to come on fairly rationally, at least more rational than Joe Biden. Joe Biden had something, I don't know what, whether he had Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, he had memory loss, and not being a doctor, obviously, but you could tell something's very wrong. It was covered up by the Democratic press, but Donald Trump seemed fairly rational, talking about deporting dangerous illegal aliens and the other points of his agenda. Once he became president, now we have masked ICE raids. I don't know what federal law says about agents. Agents are supposed to identify themselves. Instead, we have masked men scooping people up off the streets. Looking at this, even though an illegal alien who has no other crimes has committed a crime, the government should follow the law. If they're required to identify themselves or have a warrant from a court, then they should follow the law. But instead, we have these scenes where masked agents are coming, scooping. This is wrong, very wrong. The second thing I saw on TV a while ago, a couple weeks ago or months ago, was I think the White House was floating the idea of suspending habeas corpus. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, habeas corpus means have the body. When the police arrest a person, they're required corpus to come in court before a judge and give a legal reason why this person is being detained. And Trump was saying he wanted to suspend this because we're in a war. We are not in a war. No foreign nation has invaded us. There are not soldiers here from any nation, invasion or rebellion. The Constitution says that habeas corpus can be suspended in the event of a military invasion, one, or rebellion, insurrection. Okay, but that's obviously not the case here. It doesn't apply in no way. And to say we're at war with the drug cartels is a misuse of the word war. We all know what the word war means. The military combatants of two different nations. So Donald Trump, when he got in office, first he was talking, he mentioned several times about how he wanted Canada to become the 51st state, and that lying little snake Justin Trudeau says there wasn't a chance in hell. I say lying little snake because 10 years ago or 12 he promised there would be no gun confiscation in Canada. Then him and other politicians, as to be expected, they outlawed the possession and sale of handguns and I think of military assault rifles too now. And I'm going to do a video on gun control. Gun control doesn't do any good, of course. In a free society as ours, the citizens are mainly responsible for their own security. The police can't protect you, even some of the times. But anyway, Trump was talking about Canada, how he wanted it to be the 51st state. Then he was talking about Greenland. Now he's saying we're in a war with the drug cartels. Well, law enforcement may be battling them, but we are not in a war with enemy combatants from another nation. And Donald Trump, like Joe Biden, he's older. He's 78. An unfortunate circumstance when you get older. Not only do all your body organs fail, but your mind fails. And the biggest concern I have is now we have alligator Alcatraz, alligators around a prison. Now, what does that remind you of? When I was in school, many of you may have heard of in England, and I think Germany and France, they had castles during the Middle Ages surrounded by moats with alligators to prevent invasions. And this is something out of the Middle Ages. I don't know what Donald Trump's thinking, of course. No one does, uh, at least most of the time. But I don't know if he's thinking if he thinks of himself as an English king or a monarch in a castle that needs alligators, not the White House, but alligator Alcatraz. So that should be a concern if you're watching this video and you're a conservative American. I don't know, it causes me a great deal of thought and disturb. I hope he's not losing his mind too. But anyway, that's my video for today. We have to keep a close eye on them and make sure our liberties don't slip away because the habeas corpus idea was on the news. I saw a few news bulletins about it, but the people in the White House must have told them, no, you can't go that route. No way. Suspend habeas corpus. If that's suspended, then every American is at risk of being jailed, and the police and the government don't even have to give a reason. You can be held indefinitely. It's like being in a communist or a fascist country. So we all have to keep an eye on government and make sure we preserve our liberties. Anyway, that's my video for today. I thank all you if you've watched this far. If you're a subscriber, I would like to recommend that you see some of my other videos. You might find abortion, the hidden agenda, to be revealing. You may learn something, a reason why the government wants it, which you didn't know before. Also, the tragedy of the Alex Jones trial. It lays out how it was a rigged trial. Even though Alex Jones was wrong about Sandy Hook, the trial violated his constitutional rights, and we simply can't have that. That's not American. The other video, which you may enjoy, if you're a subscriber or even a first time watcher of this video now, is Joe Biden, lunatic and traitor. I've said it before and I've said it again. Joe Biden doesn't even deserve to be a citizen of the United States, much less president. So, that's my video for today. I have many more videos on different topics I'm working on. I wish I could produce more. Right now, I'm producing one a week, but I'm trying to produce more high quality video, which contains at least one interesting fact per video, maybe two. And that's it for today. Mr. Joe signing off.